Hey guys, welcome back to Goody Graps.
Your favorite wrestling show on YouTube right now.
We're recapping Monday Night Raw. A lot happened. This is the last Raw before the Royal Rumble.
And similarly to last year's Go Home Raw before the Rumble, the big talking point coming out of Raw is the go home angle between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. These two guys have been aligned with each other a lot throughout their careers. I remember back in like the 2008 mid card, like they were just like two guys that were kind of similar, and like you've seen them both trailblaze these paths to like where they are now and the innovation that they've caused within this industry. And this felt like a very momentous occasion, and like Cody's like right, he's at the point where he's not chasing Punk anymore. Punk is chasing him. And it seems like everybody, all these top guys are all gunning for that same spot. They want to be that night two main event, whether that be Kevin or Sammy or Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Gunther. Like all of these guys feel like they deserve that spot. And this is all converging into one story, which makes this Rumble like a must see event. And like this men's Rumble especially is like so much care and craft has been put into the story, which is why it becomes frustrating when you look at the build to the women's Rumble and you look at some of the other divisions and like how they're being booked at the moment. Like so much depth and like character work is in the WWE main event right now that like it is top tier storytelling.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's at the cost of all the other divisions, but it's top class work.
Yeah. I feel like that's what they needed to push them into like this whole Netflix era, and it's what they've spent so much time investing in. And yeah, it has, like you said, left some other divisions kind of lacking, but hopefully things will kind of balance themselves out.
Yeah. It's making it so that every one of their interactions matters, whether that's a match, an in-ring segment, a backstage segment. If you ever see one of these guys interact with each other, like this is something that is all building that same story, and we're going to see all of this play out throughout the match. And I feel like whoever wins, that's its own thing. But the real story of this Rumble is how it's going to kick off all these other WrestleMania feuds that we're hoping to see culminate there. But yeah. Also, early on in Raw, we saw a tremendous tag title match between the Judgment Day and the War Raiders,
Yeah.
with Finn Balor still out, clearly at the dentist.
Yeah.
JD and Dom stepped up for the team and had a hell of a showing.
An amazing match. Yeah. This was actually really awesome, and I'm going to be honest, I wasn't expecting it to be awesome, but yeah, it was amazing. Shout out to JD McDonough.
Early on in the match, he attempted a springboard moonsault outside of the ring, and when he connected, he also like snapped back and hit his neck on the announce table. I want another shout out to Michael Cole for just like jumping straight in and actually telling a ref or a ringside medic to check on him and make sure that he was okay, because he and Pat McAfee saw that like right in front of them firsthand.
Yeah.
But JD McDonough suffered a broken ribs and a punctured lung from that move, and he soldiered on throughout the remainder of the match, even performing another top rope moonsault where he had to land directly on his like ribs. And the performance that he put on for the crowd really won over like the hearts of wrestling fans all throughout. And it was kind of a star-making performance. I know he's going to be out for quite some time, but he really left a lasting impression, and his performance just made like a fan of a lot of people. So shout out to JD and get well soon, dude.
Yeah, definitely. But this also brings us to possibly breakup of the Judgment Day, since JD is going to be gone, which is something that has been needing to happen for a long time.
Yeah, I can see Finn coming back and blaming JD being hurt on Dom and like lashing out at him.
Yeah.
And that being like the root of a Finn versus Dom match at WrestleMania that'll culminate in the official end of the Judgment Day. I see Dom and Liv and Raquel going off and doing their own thing. Maybe even Liv and Raquel breaking off from Dom completely.
Yeah.
They seem like they're getting some renewed focus in the tag division. But yeah, it seems like the Judgment Day is starting to fizzle out, and that brings me to Liv and Raquel. Actually, I feel like with another win over the tag champs, they're clearly going to be in line for a tag title match
Yeah.
soon. And with the Royal Rumble being this upcoming Saturday, we're expecting a lot of returns. One of which we've been predicting to be Jade Cargill. But yeah, I mean, I think the impending return of Jade could possibly spell some doom for Naomi and Bianca's reign as tag champs, and I see nobody capitalizing on that more than Liv and Raquel. I think Liv just had a hell of a run as a single star, so she's currently being used to help get Raquel over again. And Raquel is still, I mean, clearly trying to like get back to what she was pre injury. But I think that their duo could lead to big things for both of them this year. And I think that's going to be the next main duo that eventually allows Bianca and Naomi and Jay to all return to singles competition. Speaking of singles competition, someone from the LWO is heading to SmackDown, and
Yeah.
it's none other than
Zelina
Zelina
Vega.
Vega. Yes, I think she'd be a great addition to that women's U.S. title scene. Zelina versus Chelsea is like a match that makes itself.
Yeah.
But also, we last saw The Miz reaching out to Andrade about a partnership and having someone like have his back. And he said he was going to reach out to someone. Could this be a reunion between Andrade and Zelina?
Could be.
They had their most success as a duo with her managing him, and I mean that was when he was at his peak in NXT and even early on in the main roster. But that's something that we can see play out this week on SmackDown, hopefully. Along with Zelina from the LWO, we saw Rey Mysterio match up with the New Day.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods in his hometown of Atlanta. Invited his entire family to have front row seats where they, along with Lil Yachty, wore New Day suck shirts, aligned themselves with Rey Mysterio, and now that both Kofi and Woods' families have turned on them, even commentary is asking, do we think that this is going to make the New Day reevaluate what they've done and their position and their stance on things? Do you see that happening?
I don't know. I feel like all this is like pushing them closer together, Kofi and Woods. Also, I don't know where Big E has been since everything happened, but
He just announced that he accepted a voice role in a new Disney Plus animated series. I forgot what it's for. I want to
cool.
say it's like a Spider-Verse thing. Like I think there's a Spider-Verse cartoon coming out that he's going to be a voice in, but don't quote me on that. It could be a completely different franchise, but it is like a big franchise, and he would just like had an announcement about it.
That's cool.
But yeah, congrats, big ups to Big E,
Congrats.
and yeah, we will educate ourselves on what that role is. But saw he was also acting in that show Laid on Peacock.
Yes.
So like he seems to be expanding his like pedigree outside of WWE as like an entertainer and film and voice acting. So I know a lot of superstars have that as like an aspiration. Like we know Liv
Yeah.
from when
Liv
that
wants to do
dirty
voice
pig
work.
was exposing
Reading
her,
her diary.
diary. We found out a lot about her aspirations, and it's cool to see wrestlers like be able to springboard WWE into some of their other dreams.
Yeah, definitely. It opens a lot of opportunities for people.
It also like makes me like appreciate The Rock and John Cena and Batista more because they were able to really like create a bridge there that like now there's a pipeline. Like you have huge success stories like The Rock and John Cena and Batista, and they're able to take these people who have like those same dreams and aspirations of being actors and having acting roles. Like we've seen Sami Zayn has his stand up, Kevin Owens had an acting role. Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre, Seth Rollins. I know Cody Rhodes has talked about going into Hollywood, Roman Reigns. And it's cool seeing all of these opportunities be presented to wrestlers who like are able to take like football careers and turn them into wrestling, and take indie wrestling and turn that into being a Hollywood actor. Like that's so dope.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how Jey Uso has become a rapper merchant? Like
Travis Scott, Lil Wayne, Travis Scott,
Quavo. The WrestleMania before that, him and Jimmy came out with Uzi.
That's crazy.
Like every rapper has to check in with Jey Uso when when he's in their city.
The Yeet Man.
Like
I don't know. I love it.
we saw,
I think it's part of like Jay's whole
Quavo, 2 Chainz, Lil Yachty, everybody yeeting their way like with the crowd. Like Jey Uso is the coolest man in WWE, and that
over.
does not translate to any wins. It is insane. Like the entrance was longer than the promo, and the promo was, "Yeah, Gunther's nice. He whooped my ass. Yeet. Gunther, he beat me real bad."
Yeet. But Jay says he thinks, well, he knows he can beat him. He knows he can beat him. And I think he can.
He knows he could beat him.
I still think he can.
And he knows he can
Eat him.
That's something that they would have him say on live television.
Yeah.
And like that's the reason why, like, when Jay's serious, it's like only when it's bloodline stuff, when he has to like get into like that depth of his inner conflict, Jay can be one of the better actors. And like him and Sammy were like the emotional actors that carry the bloodline story.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Roman just stands there making his faces posing and stuff. But Jay's acting and Sammy's acting is what really made like that story what it was. And now that he's just a catchphrase. He's a catchphrase and some glasses and like a dance and an entrance, and they're just like exploiting that and the popularity of it and not letting him do what he does best. Like he's not meant to like go out and have like a 45-minute mat classic. He's not meant to go out and like catchphrase his way through the night. Like let him have some real stories and stuff that he could sink his teeth into, so that, I mean, he's always going to be this over. Like now that he's hit a level of popularity that it's hard to ever come down from. So like give him something real. Stop just like exploiting the Yeet thing and having him come out with rappers. Like I feel like it's still just like this early, we're still in January. I know the Netflix era just started. They're trying to like capitalize on like all the celebrity like interest and investment in WWE,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
it feels like an over-reliance, like back when they had the guest host era, and that became like a really bad like era for WWE, where a different celebrity was there to plug their product every week, and we're seeing like Fluffy Glacius like every week. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna be at the Rumble probably too. And he's going to get his shout out in the crowd, and we'll probably see McConaughey at the Rumble, and he'll probably have something to say during the Kevin Owens match, and we'll probably see, I mean, we know Speed's going to
Vanessa
be
Hudgens.
there, and Kai's going to be there, and Speed
Yeah.
and Kai are going to have something happening, and we don't even, like, the celebrity thing is getting to be a bit much.
I like the celebrity thing personally, especially now that it is like a whole, Netflix thing. I think it kind of,
I think
makes it look cool.
I think I liked it before I saw the video of Triple H inviting Speed, because
Really?
at that point it felt like everybody was there, like they bought tickets and they were just like sitting in the crowd. Like Lil Baby, he looked like he was like this is like the second or third time they've like shown Lil Baby in the crowd, and he has his sons there, and they have belts, and they look like fans. Like it looks like an event, like a father taking his son, and they're having the time of their lives, and
Yeah.
they love that, and like that seems genuine. And some of these celebrities recently, it feels like, oh, you have a Netflix thing. Well, let's get you a front row seat, and like
Yeah.
we'll like pan to you and be like,
You were paid to be
"Yeah,
here."
this week my new special on Netflix premieres too." It's just like, I don't want to see that. I mean,
Yeah.
like Vanessa Hudgens, it feels like she would actually be at the show. Like, and now like they saw, oh, the High School Musical girl, everyone loves her, and they love that she loves us. So we're gonna bring her every chance we get. And it's like, if I was her, it's like, fuck yeah, I would want free tickets to WrestleMania. I love WrestleMania,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, it's like, y'all don't have to like pan to them every time that they're there. Like it could be more like when you know, like at Lakers games, how there's always like LA celebrities there, and like they'll like show them in the crowd, like just on camera with like a quick like that.
Yeah.
Like that's all it has to be.
Yeah.
They don't have to be like, oh, and
Not
this week
a big
my new
segment.
premiere on Netflix. I got a stand-up special called. I don't even know, man. But backstage, we saw our women's world champion, Rhea Ripley, and she says she's done with Nia. That's in the past. And whoever wins the Rumble, like, it doesn't matter because at WrestleMania, she's going to brutalize them.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I guess we'll see.
And she was interrupted by none other than Bailey. Ding dong. Hello. She popped up and she says, hey, I won the Rumble last year. And last year I chose to fight Io, but like I can win it this year and I could come for you this time. And we haven't really seen a lot of Bailey versus Rhea.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's a dynamic that does interest me. But this led to us seeing our first interaction one-on-one between Bailey and Io since last year.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen them have any kind of like back and forth with each other.
And yeah, they're both on the babyface side of the spectrum. They're both good guys. And it feels like, especially like with Dakota being hurt right now, there's a lot of room to explore the story of like Bailey and Io. They're both competing in the same division. They both want to be the top babyface on Raw. I mean, Rhea's also there, but like they all want to be that same spot. And they have a lot of unfinished business. Like after their Mania match, they went to separate brands. They never really feuded. They never talked things out. And I feel like the potential is there for them to rekindle that friendship and like restore Damage Control. Like
I hope so. I
Part
would
of
love
me
to see
wants
that.
to see Bailey rejoin Damage Control.
Yeah. Me too.
But like all of them be good. Like Bailey, Io, Dakota, and like Asuka and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like part of me wants to see that, but like also part of me wants to see Asuka be evil and like turn against all of them. That's just me, fantasy booking. But,
Could happen.
yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot that they could do there. So
And this is like the first time that we've really seen any like build to the women's rumble. Like
Yeah.
the just subtle exploration of there's history between Bailey and Io that gives you something to look forward to. We see Lyra declaring for the Rumble, and like if the women's Intercontinental Champion is declaring and wanting to be in there, that makes it prestigious. And I love that my favorite wrestler on the roster, Lyra Valkyria, got to burn that bum Chad Gable and tell him this is the closest that either of you will ever get to being Intercontinental Champion.
love Lyra.
Love Lyra. I hate Chad Gable and Ivy Nile. The longer you associate with him, I don't like them. I don't like American Made.
I don't like American Made, but I don't
They're
like
stinky.
anything. I don't like anything Chad Gable does.
They're stink. Well, I mean, when he was with Otis,
He was mean to Otis, and he was mean to Maxine and to Zawa.
that was only after Gunther embarrassed him in front of his daughter. Before that, they were buddies.
Well,
He taught Maxine how to wrestle.
he should have been nicer to them.
I guess. I mean, I can see Chad Gable is just a victim of Sami Zayn.
You think so?
Yeah. Sami Zayn's inability to go find something to do, he had to go defeat Gunther when Chad Gable should have been the one to defeat Gunther. And then Sami Zayn had to defeat Chad Gable, and Chad Gable was just like, no, this was supposed to be my moment. So he just like snapped and turned mean on his friends, and then he got a bunch of Olympic medalist guys from NXT and made them Republican. Like,
I don't know.
it's the typical late 30s crisis that a lot of men go through.
I didn't know his whole origin story, but it doesn't change my feelings.
Gunther made his daughter cry.
Well, that's just terrible.
Gunther was really mean to him in his hometown in front of his daughter.
It's awful.
That's why Chad Gable's a piece of shit. It's Gunther's fault.
Well, that makes sense.
And he's
I
still
still don't like Chad Gable.
Yeah, no. I'm glad Lyra packed him up. But shout out to Roman. He's on the cover of 2K.
He's on the cover of 2K. He's Roman Reigns.
He's Roman Reigns. He had his whole little, oh, look at me. I'm on the cover of 2K. They got him in slow-mo shooting the cover, talking about 1 versus 29. And, like, this is one of my favorite aspects of the Rumble build. Everyone has every reason to gang up on Roman.
Roman Reigns is getting jumped at the Royal Rumble.
Roman Reigns. Imagine if he came out at number 1, like, and they just beat the shit. Like, he can only come out at 30. Like, 30 is the only spot where Roman realistically can come out, and he's gonna walk out slow as fuck, and he's going to like stand outside the ring, and everyone's going to stop what they're doing and wait on him to get into the ring and collectively beat the shit out of him.
Honestly, I would love it if Roman was number 1 in the Rumble.
Roman going to the Rumble is like the biggest, hey, everybody come jump me thing ever. And like how that's going to play out. And at the Royal Rumble is when CM Punk and Paul Heyman are going to turn on Roman.
You think so?
Yes. Think about it.
All right.
We see Drew McIntyre interrupt Paul Heyman. He says, hey, I'm the reason the bloodline happened. I beat Brock Lesnar at the COVID WrestleMania and sent him home packing. I kicked him out. When he did that, Brock Lesnar was going to retire. Brock Lesnar was not going to come back to WWE. He was enticed back by Vince McMahon. We don't talk about that. But he was done. That left Paul Heyman with nothing, nobody to hatch himself onto. He, being the little gremlin that he is, attached himself to Roman Reigns, corrupted him, and made him a villain who, from 2020, when he returned later that summer, terrorized the WWE for the next 4 years. He terrorized the likes of Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso.
His own family. Yeah, Jimmy and Jey Uso.
Kevin Owens, time and time again, and made their lives hell for years. And he kept bringing more and more people into it and like corrupting them. Solo Sikoa. And look at the residual effects that that's had. Residual effects that that's had. Like Solo has then brought in Jacob Fatu, and the things that he's doing, and like the things that Tama Tonga's doing. This is all. It all goes back to Roman, and it all goes back to Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
And now all of that's about to blow up in his face. And Roman Reigns, since he came back, he got everyone to help him, right?
Yeah.
He got Jimmy and Jay to reunite and Sammy to all come back and help him so he could beat up Solo, right?
Even Cody, yeah. Everybody has stopped everything that they were doing.
He helped
to
Cody.
help Roman.
Or Cody helped him. Jimmy Jay, Sammy helped him. CM Punk helped him. But CM Punk said, Paul Heyman, you owe me a favor, right?
Yeah.
Has Roman Reigns apologized to anyone for what he's done?
Nobody.
Roman Reigns has still not apologized. Jey Uso just lost to Gunther. Sami Zayn has lost to Drew McIntyre 3 straight times.
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso just lost to Kevin Owens. Anyone that has helped Roman Reigns since he came back, they're all not really doing too hot, right? And they were there to help him. Cody Rhodes looks terrible.
Cody Rhodes is crashing out.
Cody Rhodes is crashing out. Cody Rhodes is at his breaking point. He looks like he's ready to give it all up. He's ready to put everything on the line, and he looks deranged, and I feel bad for him. He doesn't look like he's slept in months. And where's Roman? Off shooting the cover of 2K?
Yeah.
When Roman Reigns, no, I don't think anyone's like putting this into, when Roman Reigns steps into that Royal Rumble, all of this boils back down to him. Cody and Kevin, they're going to fight, and they have their own issues, and Randy might have something to do with that, and Punk's telling Cody, like, there's friends that are going to stab you in the front. Like, when you're in the position you're in, you don't have friends anymore. People change. People feel differently about you. I think Randy Orton is going to come back and turn on Cody Rhodes.
Oh, my God.
Sami Zayn is not going to have the heart to help Kevin Owens, and that's going to make Kevin Owens turn on Sami Zayn, and that's going to be them. They're going to go fight and do their thing there.
Yeah.
I think that the WWE Championship match happens before the Men's Rumble, and I think Kevin Owens appears in the Men's Rumble also and eliminates Sami Zayn. And that is like where they start that. And it's all because Sami didn't help him earlier in the night.
Interesting. I hope we do get to see Randy return. I've been sad not seeing Randy.
Randy's going to come back, and I don't know if he's going to turn on Cody or if Cody's paranoia and his impending heel turn is going to make
Cody turn on him.
Yeah.
I've been calling the Cody heel turn for a long, long time now. So I could see it going either way.
And when Roman steps into this fucking ring,
he's getting jumped.
All of this is back on him.
Yeah.
Everyone, like the good guys, the bad guys, the tweeners, all of them hate Roman Reigns.
As they should.
I think CM Punk's favorite of Paul Heyman is going to be Paul Heyman aligning with CM Punk and turning on Roman. Roman's going to eliminate Drew or Seth or someone like that, and that'll be another issue for another day. I think Roman ends up in the final 3 with CM Punk and John Cena. I think John Cena gets eliminated, and I think Paul Heyman helps CM Punk eliminate Roman Reigns.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, honestly, you're kind of cooking.
And I think that CM Punk chooses to go after Cody, and Roman has to try to figure out a way into that match.
Yeah. Punk basically told us that is what's going to happen. As far as him going after Cody. So,
I don't know what happens.
You might be onto something, dude. I don't
know what happens.
I don't know.
But that leaves a lot of questions. The thing is, there's so many different ways everything could go. Where does John Cena end up? Who does he end up fighting? Who does Logan Paul end up fighting?
Oh, my God.
Damian Priest has to fight somebody.
I forgot about Logan Paul.
Doesn't Damian Priest have to fight somebody?
I guess.
And he was saying, "See you soon, champ," to Cody, and Damian Priest is like this big bad good guy, and Cody seems like he's about to become a heel. I don't know. Carmelo Hayes attacked Cody after everything went off the air.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's him saying, "Hey, y'all said I was buried. Fuck all that."
He's doing the Kevin Owens thing.
Last episode, when I was just I really hope that Carmelo Hayes is presented on the level of Braun Breaker or something. It feels like he just loses to the stars. He goes out and he attacks the WWE champion after the show goes off air and has a big moment in front of all of Atlanta. And he's doing his put the fries in the bag unk. He's saying, "I'm young and I'm here." I think Carmelo's going to be the Rumble's Iron Man. It's going to be him or Chad Gable. One of them's going to be the one that's in there the longest.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's his declaration of saying, I'm here at the main event level too. I'm a threat as well. And I'm someone that
Definitely.
should be taken seriously. Like, fuck all that intercontinental, like, U.S. title mid card shit. Throw my name in the hat with the Codys, the Punks, the Romans. And all that does is spice things up even more. So, I mean, with this Go Home Raw, we see a lot of angles set up. It makes me as anticipated for the Rumble as I have been. I feel like with the last couple of weeks, like, there's not really been a lot going on, and we were just like kind of creeping our way into Saturday night's main event. But now it feels like the ball's rolling, and I'm excited to see what happens this week on SmackDown, and I'm excited to see the Rumble this Saturday. Like, I'm through the roof, and I feel like this is about to be a special show.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like things have been, you can just feel the anticipation that things are kind of building towards the Rumble. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited. So, yeah, I think even though storylines aren't necessarily like moving forward in leaps and bounds, you can kind of see where things are starting to pick up a little bit.
Absolutely. But thanks, guys, again for always liking and subscribing. We've just hit 150 subscribers.
Thank you
And
guys.
yeah, it's another big milestone for us. And we appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys on our SmackDown recap later this week, as well as our Royal Rumble recap that we're going to have after the show on Saturday. So see you soon.